Hi, everybody. Welcome to Cheesie ThumbPrints. In today's episode, we are going to take a look at 4 of Film Master's newly restored Blu-ray sets. And we're going to start with Beast from Haunted Cave, which is Boris's favorite, as you probably have guessed. I think since I'm a little tied up at the moment, I should go feed Boris first, because I think he might be getting a little hungry. Tends to get this way, a little playful, you know. So we can finish the video from there. Okay, so join me on the other side of the theme song to take a look at these newly restored videos. Okay, Boris? I'll be right with you. Hello, welcome back to Cheesie ThumbPrints. As I previously stated, today we're going to take a look at 4 of Film Master's new releases of some Roger Corman specials. There are more that you can get, but these are ones that I have obtained over the last several months, and we're going to take a closer look. Beast from Haunted Cave. Interesting story. I won't get into all the details of the story. I did watch the ski troop attack as well, which is a bonus. The thing to know about these little collector sets is that they have been newly restored. They are 4K scans of the 35 millimeter archival materials. Now, that does not mean that the bonus movie has the same resolution or ultra or high definition. It is considered high definition, but it's not as, I don't know if it's not, I guess you could consider it ultra high, but it's not a 4K disc. So I guess the scan is ultra high definition. Correct me if I'm wrong. But the bonus movie is usually just sort of like a good copy of a good DVD resolution, you know, maybe 1080p kind of thing. Nothing too more than 720, but less than 1080, whatever that is. Anyways, we'll take a look on the inside. Each one of these books, I keep calling them booklet because there's actually a booklet included. On the back, it does say the font here is like 5 point font, 5-point font. So you probably can't even read it. But I'll read you some of it here, and I'm going to see if I can use this little magnifying glass, because even though I have my glasses on, it is so small. Get ready for a crash course in Corman. That would be Roger Corman and Gene Corman as well on some of these. And nope, I am going to have to get some. This is tiny. But it is packed. Acclaimed as the king of low-budget movies, Roger Corman produced dozens of films that were both hilarious and thrilling. Among the best of his early output is Beast from Haunted Cave in 1959, directed by cult favorite Monte Hoffman. And it just goes on to describe more about what's in here. What's inside, disc 1. I will say these movies are packed. They are packed with a lot of information. I had just finished watching some on Attack of the Giant Leeches, and what an incredible, I'll get a little bit more into that. It says here, incredible documentaries and things included, mini documents. And Beast from Haunted Cave is presented in its original theatrical 65-minute format and extended 72-minute TV version. Original 35mm restored theatrical trailer for Beast from Haunted Cave, and a new 2023 trailer recut from restored film elements. The commentary for Beast from Haunted Cave by author and film historian Tom Weaver. Yes, I was just listening to Tom Weaver's commentary on was it the yeah, it was the Attack of Giant Leashes, which is one of my favorite B movies anyways. And hey, what is it about B movies anyway? I mean, they're B, right? And there's something about them that they're not requiring too much of you to watch them, and I find them enjoyable and relaxing, and that I do really do appreciate it, a well written script and a plot. But there is something of a little disarming and a little relaxing about watching a B movie that seems to be going nowhere. It has cheesy effects and cheesy monsters and creatures, and there is something about that. Anyways, let's see. There's a commentary on Beast from Haunted Cave by film. Yeah, I just read that, Tim. Gallery of stills, yeah, taken during the filming of Beast from Haunted Cave. And on disc 2, you have the bonus HD print of the ski troop attack, which in its 4:3 ratio. Commentary for the ski troop attack by author C. Courtney Janer, I think it's Janer, and filmmaker Howard C. S. Berger. So I haven't watched that one, but I'm sure it's quite good. Hollywood Intruders, the film group story, part 1, a Ballyhoo motion picture documentary. And I'm not sure which collection has part 2. I haven't found that yet. If you know, just add it down in the comments. A 2023 Ski Troop Attack trailer recut from restored film elements. And so it's black and white, 1959, 65, and 72 minute. Okay. Yeah, that's my one complaint, but I understand it is a Blu-ray cover and they're trying to pack as much in there, but this is very small type on the back. All right, some nice, lovely artwork there of the main event, which is Beast from Haunted Cave. Boris's favorite, as I have said before. Inside, you get the discs laid out like this, and really, this bonus booklets that you get from Film Masters. They're great, actually. Let's take a look here. This is the discs, and they're seated in there nice, and the Blu-ray cases are nice. And the booklet itself is 22 pages. There are, whoops, trying to destroy it. There are stills from the movie inside. And yeah, it's great book. That's one thing I do like about Film Masters, is that they include that. Sometimes you pay a little bit more. I've kind of been waiting, and I put them in my cart on Amazon. I haven't been able to find them. I'm in Canada, so I haven't been able to find them anywhere else. I've checked out Groove Canada, and I don't see them on their site. And this was a fun one. I hadn't watched in a long time. I mean, I hadn't seen it before. I don't believe. And it is about I think it's a Mexican. It's supposed to be in Mexico, but I think it's filmed somewhere in Los Angeles or California or someplace. And there is this. It's called Monster from the Ocean Floor. And this one is great because the monster himself was created by Tom Baker, who was an early puppeteer and monster creator who went on to quite huge success later on. But this, I believe, is one of his very first film ventures of doing this puppet monster, which is only briefly shown towards the end. And yeah, it's, what can you say? It's cheesy. It's a little clunky. But I suppose if you've got all the lights off at night and you've got your 12-year-old with you or whatever, and you want to scare the jumpins out of them, then that might work for somebody young. But other than that, it's just a nice, fun movie. Now, this one was a little less expensive than the other two. I don't think there is a bonus. There are bonus features, of course, but there is not a bonus movie on here. They all have been restored, by the way, and we'll see if I can read this up front. Forgive for all this, but it is tiny. Up from the forbidden depths comes a tidal wave of terror. If that sounds like an ad for a Roger Corman production, it is. Julie, an American on vacation in Mexico, spots a giant one-eyed amoeba rising from the ocean. But when she tries to tell the authorities, No one believes her. And there's a little bit more description there. There's some bonus features. Bob Baker from Monsters to Marionettes. That is a phenomenal little documentary. And Roger Corman becoming a B-movie maker. I don't think I've watched that one yet. I'm sort of summarizing these. There's a little bit more on here, so I'm just kind of trying to short the video up. Full-length commentary by Tom Weaver, and with archival contributions by Roger Corman. Tom Weaver, as we know, is the film historian expert. Liner notes in full color booklet by Tom Weaver again. Original theatrical trailer and a recut 2024 trailer using restored footage. Gallery of stills with contribution by Mike Barnum. I was impressed too in this. There's actually footage of a shark attack, and I don't know how they actually did it because it looked pretty up close and personal with the actress that plays Julia. So inside we have this. We have one disc. And as I said, you'll probably find it a little less expensive than the other ones that have 2 discs. And this booklet here, which has, oh, and the end there's some stills. So, including those stills, it shows a dozen pages, 12. But that's kind of neat. And the background history on things, pretty cool. And we'll take a look at the next one. The next one is you're probably all familiar with because we all sort of have it going, I think, around Halloween. Somewhere you'll find it playing, and it's because these shows are often public domain. And we have The Terror. If you're familiar with that one, it stars Boris Karloff, and he's in his castle. And then we have an early appearance by Jack Nicholson, who plays a French soldier. And if you probably remember the story about the spirit woman that he meets and he leads him to the castle, or well, not leads him, but takes him there. So it's very atmospheric. It's spooky. I mean, yes, you can see it for free in public domain, but the color in this and the high definition is really, really something to see. I mean, it makes all those old, late night, midnight kind of showings on your VHS or your TV station really pale in comparison. There's also the Little Shop of Horrors in here. That's the bonus movie that has not been a 4K scan, but it's an HD print, I guess they call it, Little Shop of Horrors. And I haven't watched that one yet, and I haven't looked at any of the bonus material on this one, even though it was one of the ones that I bought first. What's inside? The Terror presented in its original theatrical format. Full-length commentary for The Terror by C. Courtney Joyner and Dr. Steve Haberman. Ghosts in the Machine, Art and Artifice, and Roger Corman's Celluloid Castle, a visual essay by Howard S. Berger and Kevin Marr. The Flying Maciste Brothers, I guess that's what I'm saying. 2023, or what I'm seeing. 2023 recut trailer for The Terror, made from restored film elements. And disc 2, it's a Little Shop of Horrors, presented in HD at 16:9 ratio, and commentary for The Little Shop of Horrors by Justin Humphreys and the Little Shop star Jonathan Hayes. Hollywood Intruders, the film group story, part 2, an original Ballyhoo Motion Pictures production. I remember them a lot from the Ballyhoo from MST3K. 2023 are a recut trailer for The Little Shop of Horrors, made from restored film elements. So let's take a look inside. It's saying 1963, total of 80 minutes. So we will take a little look inside. That's a back, but I say good luck trying to read it. Inside we have discs like this. And the bonus, not the bonus, but they each have bonus. The way they do it is they have the different movie on each one with the associated bonus disc. And of course, we have a little booklet and The Terror Special Edition. I have not read this one. It's pretty cool, though. I've looked at it, but I haven't read. Dentist. And Lionel Barrymore in the bells. So these are really cool to own if you have the interest in them. And finally, we're going to look at today is Night of the Blood Beast. Okay, so we'll take a look at the other side. Again, I'll hold it there in case it is some help to you. I'm going to give it a read here. No girl was safe as long as this head-hunting thing roamed the land. Speaking of Beast, Night of the Blood Beast. We have the executive producer, Roger Corman, unleashes the hideous aqua beasts and horrors from outer space. I think Gene Corman, his brother, was the producer, I think. In the most memorable thrillers, a mutant stalks the Earth when the body of a dead astronaut is used as an alien incubator in Night of the Blood Beast, 1959. Of course, it is black and white, but I did watch the whole thing. The high definition restoration is excellent. It's really clear, and so if you're a fan, you're really going to enjoy it. Equally revolting is The Attack of the Giant Leeches, 1958, which stars B-movie siren Yvette Vickers, Attack of the 50-Foot Woman, in a watery scare fest about massive blood-sucking monsters. And then there's a couple features were directed by Bernard Kowalski, who went on to be Emmy nominated for the television work. But they are truly representative of Corman's world, cheap, tasteless, and extraordinarily fun. And of course, both movies have the same musical theme, score, song at the beginning. Tom Weaver kind of goes through this in one of the, and he just puts out the meter of it, and he wasn't sure if that's how it credits, but when it starts, it's Night of the Blood Beast, and it's the same as Attack of the Giant Leeches, and that's how the music starts, you know. Once you hear it, you can't get it out of your head. It keeps going. Okay, some bonus features. Let's see, we got the TV 137:1 format of Night of the Blood Beast, and it has the 8mm silent digest version of the Night of the Blood Beast. Now, I've tried to find that on there. I'm not sure where they put it. Maybe I didn't look very well. Feature-length commentary tracks by Tom Weaver and the Weaver Players from both films. Yes, I have watched the one on the Attack of Giant Leeches. It's very enjoyable. And, this is a very special disc. If you're an MST3K fan, you're going to find not just the copies of both of these movies and the restored copies and theatrical trailers restored and all that stuff. There is a full copy of MST3K on Night of the Blood Beast. And I think that one, I may have them mixed up here, but what's cool about this, I'm getting ahead of myself, getting too excited. Okay, what's cool about this is both movies have the MST3K versions included as well. And just by chance, I guess, one of them was done by Mike Nelson and the other one by Joe Hodgson. And if you're a fan of Joe Hodgson or a fan of Mike Moore, whatever, you're going to have both, which is kind of cool, I thought. Anyway, okay, so let's get back to this. 8mm. Okay, the feature-length commentary tracks Tom Weaver, Mystery Science Theater, 3,000 episodes, featuring Night of the Blood Beast and Attack the Giant Leeches. Made from TV, Bernard Kowalski again as director, a new featurette from Ballyhoo Motion Pictures, with film historian, screenwriter C. Courtney Joyner, and audio readings by Andrew Finnerty Jr. Night of the Blood Beast, Attack the Giant Leeches, publicity still slideshow. That was cool to see. There's even a Mike Barnum and Yvette Vickers slideshow, courtesy of Tom Weaver. Full color booklet insert with original essays by Tom Weaver. Recut trailers for both films using restored elements. Film restoration comparison for Night of the Blood Beast. Yeah, that was cool too. They actually show the film comparison of Night. You'll see a clip, one before it was restored and one after, and what a difference you can see. 1958, 61 minutes, and we'll take a look inside. This one is, I think it's all regions, ABC. I didn't mention that with the other ones, but let's take a look inside. As usual, the 2-disc versions. I do like these Blu-ray cases. They're nice and firm and don't seem to want to break too easy. You see the both discs there. Take one out for you. Attack of the Giant Leeches was always been one of my favorite ones. I must say I'm a bit of a fan of Yvette Vickers and her life, and some have said, I think it was Tom Weaver even says in this article, that in some ways she was considered a little bit more of a sex symbol than Marilyn Monroe. So we have this really good little write-up on Attack of the Giant Leeches and also the Blood Beast. And Tom Weaver, and it says here, introduction by Tom Weaver, unfortunately the youngest writer ever to script a 1950 science fiction movie, Martin Varno, and he's included in this. Of course, he did The Night of the Blood Beast. He was born in August 1936. His father, Roland Varno, was an actor in Germany, The Blue Angel, and Hollywood, The Return of the Vampire. That's a good one. Scared to Death. Martin began writing at an early age and got his first paying job. I thought this was amazing. As a writer at around 11. Can you imagine? Reporting on various kids' activities in the Hollywood Hills for the folksy tabloid paper, The Canyon Crier. Being a fan of science fiction led his employment as screenwriter of Roger and Gene Corman's Night of the Blood Beast and Varno's one and only movie. Now, if I get my facts right, Varno was a close friend, or had a friend and became more of a close friend of Jerome Bixby. Jerome Bixby is the one who was too busy to write for Night of the Blood Beast, so he recommended Varno for the job. Now, there was an issue. Varno had an issue. He was really young, and he wasn't in the Screen Actors Guild, or Writers Guild, sorry. And so, sadly, Gene or Roger, and which one was more responsible, was kind of holding out on paying him. Yeah, so there's quite an interesting story how that developed, and I won't tell you the resolution, but it kind of sucks that, but I understand Corman was under a very tight budget, but still, you gotta pay your staff, right? So there's a lot of stuff in here, and on the commentary as well, Weaver does tell the story of how he got to go meet. He was a big fan as well as Yvette Vickers, and how he went to her home. And I've seen pictures of her home before, and it's true. I guess it was like this for years. A lot of bramble and brush and everything grown right up. You know, almost had to go in a little hole and some steps to get up to her room. And she did live there her whole life. And sadly, as Weaver pointed out, she did die there. And I do remember that she was dead for quite a while, I guess, this was years and years later. You know, she had retired and everything. But sadly, she became sort of just almost like in B movie-esque, culture. She died and almost mummified because she was alone in this hot room. And apparently there was a lot of black mold in the building as well. So it's sad to see these people go that way in their older years. But there are other really good, interesting things. And there are even quotes in there from Yvette. He did get to go, Tom Weaver, the film historian, he did get to go meet with her, and I guess he was a little bit too shy to he didn't stay on the doorstep. He left a note at her home, and then eventually and his number, and she called him and said, sure. And so there are little excerpts in there of her quotes, and I'm assuming that is actually her speaking and not just a female voice actor reading her lines, but this is very interesting. So Forrest Ackerman being mentioned as well in there. Sadly, if you look into his life, he wasn't so good to a lot of his female staff, and so there is that back history of Forrest Ackerman, who was, I guess, basically the father of science fiction. I do remember his name coming up a lot in like Starlog magazines when I was younger, and I think he had a nickname, something, the Acker Monster or something like that, anyway. But people become famous, and maybe they're not always what we think, but still, the genre is something we love, and the things that were created, we do fall in love with. So that's what we like to cover here at Cheesie Thumbprints, and that's all I have for you today. Thanks for visiting, and we'll see you in the next one. You guys have a good one, and see you in the movies. Gonna go get me a giant leech. Nope.